Hello everyone, my name is Gnanaraja. I would like to present you on one of the interesting topics that's called which rice is the best. Many people are asking me, which can you please release a video on the rice, whether to eat the rice, should not eat the rice, and if it to be eaten, then which rice is the best. So rice is the main staple food for South Indians particularly, and even for some North Indians also, and also for some other people in worldwide. So before going to that the topic, let me introduce about myself. My name is Gnanaraju. I'm into this field for last 22 years, and I'm a Chairman's Club and 30K in 20 in Herbalife Nutrition, and working for last 22 years. So I was a former government officer, bureaucrat. I worked as a government officer under Government Group and Service of Andhra Pradesh under Registry Staffs Department as a district registrar. Then I resigned my job, and before that, I did my MSc in Zoology, Master of Science in Zoology, and also I had a lot of certifications, including Advanced Diploma in Nutrition Fitness, and also in Certified in Advanced Clinical Nutrition, and also I have a lot of certificate in Exercise Science and Fitness and Calisthenics, and I'm a Marathon Runner, Ironman, and also certified CPR, AED, and etc. So let me go directly to the topic: why rice? So now rice is becoming like a big controversial topic now because of the diabetes. 100 million in India now diabetic, and it's growing up in up to 44% in 4 years as per Indian Council of Medical Research. And 136 million are pre-diabetic, means they, apart from people who already affected, some people are more, even more people are affecting, on the border. So that means if you're not careful, so millions of people are going to be affected by this. So why 62% of calories are coming from carbohydrates? Our traditional food is mostly carbohydrate intensive. Why? Because our ancestors depended on the manual work. They do a lot of hard work, but now systems are changed and computers came in and technology came in, and we are not needing so much of carbohydrate, so much of energy like how our ancestors ate. So now understand this sugar. There are two important components you need to understand. Number one, glycemic index, and this glycemic load. What is glycemic index? There is a scale as a drawn by scientists in the name of glycemic index starting from 1 to 100. So from 0 to 55 called low glycemic index. They are good for diabetic people because they slowly rise the blood sugar level. And medium 56 to 69, the scale, their medium in glycemic index, they rise sugar levels or glucose levels very moderately. So now they are dangerous foods which increases, quickly rise the spikes, the sugar levels or glucose levels in the blood. They cause high sugar fluctuation. So they call high glycemic index foods which are having 70 to 100. Okay. The index is 70 to 100. So less than 555 is very good, healthy is their friends. And 56 to 69, beware, then be careful, and 70 plus danger, avoid them. So quickly rise the sugar. Why? Always remember, whenever sugar goes into the mouth, like idli, dosa, rice, or anything carbohydrate rich food you take, and naturally pancreas will produce insulin. Insulin duty is to reduce the sugar level by immediately, whatever sugar goes up, insulin levels go up, goes up, insulin duty is to bring it down quickly. Insulin overreacts in the process, suddenly glucose dip will be naturally end up in hunger levels and sometimes giddiness. They feel giddy and they become somehow unnaturally they feel like eating some food. So that is the reason diabetic people have this kind of problem, like always sugar levels goes up and down. And guess what will happen when the sugar level goes down with the insulin dip? Insulin is pulling down. That insulin duty is to pull out that energy and brings convert that energy into fat. So that is one of the reasons why the sugar also causes fat increase. So people think only non-veg eating makes them fat. It is actually sugar, including idli, dosa, rice, that also causes body fat to rise. If you eat excess, it will convert into this kind of fat. So be careful. That is the reason why sugar levels, they are causing metabolic syndrome. Okay, insulin, lot of insulin related problems like hyperinsulinity, insulin sensitivity, okay, like insulin resistance, and many kind of problems causing, like including gynec problems, lot of things are obesity and so on. They also affect on the heart problems and triglycerides and cholesterol and all that. High uric acid. They're all causing because of sugar. Many people not realizing it. So now glycemic index. So high GI, you have to be very careful. Very, very dangerous. Very low GI are friends. Similarly with the glycemic load. Load is something how much is the portion, how much is the load fallen on the burden on the body. So it takes both glycemic index for and also portion size into account. The formula given is GL, glycemic load is GI, glycemic index. The number comes because of the sweetness, the how much is the sudden rise in the blood sugar. That GI index into carbohydrates per serving. So suppose 50 grams or 100 grams, how much is the serving size? Then divided by 100 gives glycemic load. There are three important parameters. One is low in glycemic load. When it is less than 10, the number is 10, it is safe. And when it is medium glycemic load, that is 11 to 19, beware, be careful. High glycemic index 20 plus is very dangerous or risky. So that means low GI, low glycemic load are friends. Medium glycemic index, medium glycemic load are beware, be careful. High glycemic index foods and high glycemic load index for load foods are much danger. Okay, very risky. So be careful about this. For example, watermelon is high in glycemic index, but glycemic load wise not so high. Load the watermelon because it contain a lot of water and fiber, but index wise gives spike, but load wise they don't give so much. So you need to understand both items like glycemic index and also glycemic load. Like sweets, for example, glycemic, they also have the sweets have glycemic higher in glycemic index, also glycemic load also. Now, before understanding glycemic index, to understand the main question is rice, which rice to be eaten. So let me introduce two main ingredients that's called amylose and amylopectin. What is this amylose and what is amylopectin? So how they affect the glycemic index? Amylose is long straight starch molecule making rice firm and less sticky. So that means if it is not sticky, that's good because there is a higher amylose content. So because of which it's a lower glycemic index. Whereas the opposite is true with the amylopectin. Amylopectin is has a branched starch molecule that makes rice soft and sticky. So meaning rice it is firm, it's good. If it is rice is soft, it is not good. Okay. If it is less sticky, it is good. If it is high sticky, then it is bad. So in other words, to make it simple, jam, bread and jam, right? Jam. Jam uses pectin. So pectin is sticky. So more sticky is bad. So amylopectin is bad. That's how the logic goes like this. So that is the reason why you have to see how much is the amylose content, amylopectin content. Both are sugars, starch molecules. But if the amylose is great, less in glycemic index. If amylopectin is there, more in glycemic index. Remember this simple fact. Based on this, again, table is made. And thanks to Seema Goel, a nutritionist and is a registered dietitian. I depend on her. Thank you so much. So now this table in each, the table is well designed. You can see the sticky glutinous rice and jasmine rice, sona masuri, ponni rice, basmati rice, brown rice, parboiled rice, black rice kavani, NIN low GI rice, Swarna sub 1 RNR 15048, keto friendly rice, cauliflower and shirataki. Now, if you see this table, glycemic index also there is a column given. And if you see glycemic index, the top rice items have more glycemic index. The table, when it is going down, they have less glycemic index. So amylose content, the top levels have, less amylose content, whereas going down, it has more amylose content. So more amylose is good. Amylopectin, if you see the top rice items, they are high 100%. So higher amylopectin not good for us, right? Because they have more higher GI, glycemic index. So the top items have more amylopectin. So naturally there will be high glycemic index. When the rice items are in the table mentioned in the down, they are having less amylopectin. So naturally there is a low, these rice items can be taken. So they have less glycemic index. And similarly, you can see the table. The top first four, they are written very high in glycemic index. Okay, so because they are high in the glycemic index is above 70, whereas the rice items which are mentioned down, they are medium, and even further down, they are good for diabetes also because they are having less glycemic index and also have less carbohydrates. And the last column is mentioned about cost per kg. So now kg wise, if you see this, the top items have lesser price. The more lower you go in the chart, the higher the price usually. So we can also look at the comparative picture of the price and also see in terms of benefits, glycemic index. And let us understand about the, how best can you use it, make while cooking also. In the cooking, how to reduce glycemic index of white rice if you are eating in a family wise. Okay, these are the 5 techniques how to make less sugar in terms of rice. Though it is sugar, though it is carbohydrate is glycemic, high in glycemic, but you can still make it further low in glycemic by using these 5 cooking methods. Number one is cook and cool method. Means if you cook the rice, refrigerate for 12 hours, then reheat it, okay, before you serve it on the dining table. Then it will lower glycemic index by 20 to 30%. So much better, right? So number two technique is add fiber in the white rice. Mix with bran. Bran is like, the outer covering of the grain. So bran or veggies, vegetables or seeds and nuts in the while cooking in the rice. Then that also slows down the glucose release. That's also good, friendly to the glycemic index point of view. Number three, add protein and healthy fats, like make like a khichdi, like add in the rice, dal, eggs, paneer, ghee, nuts. That also reduces the glycemic index impact. Number four, use vinegar or lemon juice. Acidity lowers glycemic index by slowing digestion. So because slowing the digestion because of acidity, so naturally there will be less impact on the blood sugar rise. Number fifth technique is reduce the portion sizes. Physically, you are reducing the portion sizes. Less rice naturally lower glycemic load. Simple. These are the 5 ways to reduce glycemic index, even if you eat cook it also, right? So now let me go into the glycemic load part. Before going to the load, first need to understand the portion sizes. So rice I said about which are the items which has more rice, which are having more glycemic index, more dangerous, which are friendly to eat, and let us understand portion size, how much portion. So to make it simpler, we made it like a 1 by 4th cup, that is 50 grams cooked, equivalent to golf ball, small golf ball. So is equivalent to 19 grams of carbohydrate approximately in the rice. And if it's a half cup, it is 100 grams cooked, then is equivalent to tennis ball size. It has approximately 26 grams of carbohydrates. This is all after the cooking, not raw rice, but after cooking, half cup. After cooking, 1 full cup is 200 grams cooked, then it is equivalent to fist size. Okay, so approximately it has 52 grams of carbohydrates. Now look at the right side, extreme side, glycemic load. If it is basmati rice, then 10, the 1 by 4th, quarter cup, 50 grams cooked is 10 glycemic load, and half cup basmati rice is 14, that is medium glycemic load, and 1 full cup, because portion sizes are high, it is above 20, so it is higher in glycemic load. It is 28, very high. So for diabetes, keep portions to half cup or less per meal. So that means you should not eat more than half cup. Okay, even if you eat rice also. Okay, even if it is good also. Remember, these are all again portion sizes also equally matter. So based on this, now coming into the final chart, that's glycemic load, watching both glycemic index as well as glycemic load. The same rice quantity like jasmine rice, white rice, basmati rice, brown rice, parboiled rice, black rice, kavuni, NIN low glycemic index rice, Varna Swarna Sab 1, RNR 15048, keto friendly rice, cauliflower rice, or shirataki, right? If you watch them in a table wise, like how glycemic index was mentioned, the top is always high. When you go down in the chart, glycemic index is low. And carbohydrates per 100 grams, this again, top 40 grams, 38, you can see coming down, it is less grams carbohydrate. So no wonder glycemic load on the top is high. When you go down in the chart, the rice items have less glycemic load. Okay, because we discussed already how to calculate the glycemic load. So now, even in low glycemic index rice can cause sugar spikes if eaten in large quantities. So if you consider they are low in glycemic index, but if you take in high proportion, definitely causes high sugar glycemic load causes high fluctuations in the blood glucose. So remember, control portion size to keep glycemic index low. Very important to understand. So finally, these are the final varieties that rice varieties that come into recommendation. Number one, black rice. Kavani forbidden rice is okay. NIN low GI rice, Varna sub 1, RNR 15048 also one, good. Certain parboiled rice also okay, but you have to check your amylose content. More the amylose good. More amylopectin, bad. Basmati rice, also in small portions. Brown rice, better than white rice. But portion control is the key. Keto alternative, shirataki cauliflower rice, also relatively good. So these are the 6 rice items which were given, but still you have to check amylose, amylopectin, and also look at the portion sizes. So now not only rice is the case, eating rice is one part, but balancing meal is another part. So that is the reason why you have to check the food pyramid also. Please watch my video on the food pyramid, how to design your personalized food pyramid. So in the recent my plate, the food pyramid was changed like a plate in which they said at least 40 to 50%, half of the plate supposed to be filled with fruits and vegetables, and one quarter only supposed to be grains, preferably whole grains. That's what we discussed about these kind of grains like rice items, and also filled with protein. Half of rest of one quarter supposed to be the protein, and side section should be low fat dairy or non-fat dairy options, and also watchful about portion control and also variety. So that's it. In portion size is watching is one part, and order of foods to be eaten is another part. Some foods to be eaten first, some foods to be eaten slow later, to understand the glycemic load and digestion point of view. So why carbohydrate dependence is pushing us to diabetes? This article gives us, that the relation between carbohydrate dependence and the diabetes. So many people don't understand this. So this article also talks about serial killers, not the spelling. Check the cereal, not a C-S-C-R-A-L, but C-R-E-L. Cereals is rice and wheat and those kind of stuff. So suppose eat murmura or eat puffed rice. Those are all comes under cereals only, part of the rice items, right? So be careful about what you eat. Cereal, most of the sabji, the vegetables also comes under carbohydrates, so complex carbohydrates. So cereals and carbohydrate ultimately they rule the roost, right? So they rule in terms of diabetes, they rule sugar levels and all that. So we have a love affair for rice and roti. We actually taking a health toll. Previously, there is no problem for our older generation because they do a lot of manual work, they do field work. But now we're sitting. Sitting is becoming like a smoking. So now that's the reason why be careful about these sugars. So now to understand it, you require to understand how many calories you require in a day. So what body requiring is basal metabolic rate alongside how many calories you are exercising, calories burned through exercise, also through non-exercise physical activity. So NEAT and exercise activity and what body burns put together called calories burning or calories out. It should be balanced with the calories in what is going into the mouth, like including breakfast, lunch, dinner, tea, coffees, everything. So changing eating habits actually fueling obesity and diabetes as per Indian Council of Medical Research. So now if you see, not only eating rice, but also eating, breakfast, lunch, dinner should be balanced. Eating carbohydrates is one part, but balancing the nutrients is another part. And also balancing calories also equally important. So if you see South Indians you generally eat masala dosa, North Indians generally eat aloo paratha. Example, if you eat them again, they have some are excesses, some are in low deficiency. So you need to be balanced. This is not a balanced meal. What scientists are saying is not matching. So now we can see this, limit lower HFSS foods means what is this? HFSS means high fried, high sugar, high salt foods have to limit and lower. Similarly, with the age, what is age? Advanced glycation end products. When you keep on heating the oil and keep on adding the food in that food will generate age compounds. Advanced glycation end products actually causes very big damage to the fatty liver, metabolic disorders and all that. So be careful about age. So don't eat any food which is fried and the kept on, put it in the boiled oil for longer hours. Most of the outside food is like that only in the bundis. And the outside food, they keep on roasting, frying. So we like it because it's tasty. And this is actually causing diabetes epidemic. All thanks to samosas, pizzas, and more. and fried, baked, ultra-processed foods are fueling this health crisis. UPFs means ultra-processed foods, like namkeens, packet foods, and all that. So they are asking us to rethink Indian thali. Thali means like plate. You have to rethink. They should be low in calories, nutritious dense, but very low in calories. How to rethink? So this is where Dr. David Heber and many 300 plus top scientists came out with a formula called revising our global nutrition philosophy. They say up to 40% of the calories should only come from carbs. That also 25 grams should be fiber, and up to 30% calories should come from the protein. Up to 30% calories should come from fats, particularly omega-3 fats, and also rich with vitamins and minerals and phytonutrients and exercise and hydration and rest. And also should be the calories, the carbo come from the carbo should be whole grains, particularly low in glycemic index. Our shakes are the best because their glycemic index between 15 to 20 means very, very nice. Good for the diabetic friendly, not only diabetes, but also for everybody. Low GI food, like shakes are low GI. Why we are recommending this? Because if you see nowadays, plastic is going even to the sperm count. Plastics everywhere. Even is going to the mother's womb. When the baby is there, people are scientists are shocked. How come this plastic is going to the mother's womb also? When the baby is carrying pesticide residues also going like this in the blood. Wrong cultivation method, plastics are coming, wrong growing methods, wrong cooking method, wrong storing methods actually causing big trouble nowadays in the food. So people are, even FSSAI riding and catching all adulterated foods. So many adulterations. So giving out, how to safeguard our health. So that is the reason I'm telling. Instead of option one, option two is already there, safe. Instead of ordering on Swiggy, Zomato, outside food. So better to go for a simple food, easy, not to break our head. Scientists have designed it in such a simple way, easy to understand. Otherwise, nutrition becomes big headache. How to balance both nutrients, absorption point of view, calories, digestion point of view, becoming a bit tough challenge. Nutrition density is supposed to be not the calorie density. That is the reason why shakes are fully nutrition dense and less in calories, less than 200 calories. Whereas if I go for outside meal, it goes to at least 800,000 calories one meal. So why to load it with unnecessary calories, particularly when we are not moving? Ours is sedentary lifestyles. This lifestyle suddenly changed. We are not moving, we are sitting. Sitting is like smoking, right? So motion is the new lotion. Motion is like a medicine. So we are not moving, unfortunately. But genes will not change overnight, but lifestyle is changing overnight. Last 40, 50 years, this lifestyle is coming up. But genes change once in 50,000 years, very small level, very small. So that is the reason why people are putting on weight and they end up in a lot of problems. So we need new kind of thali. That's what ICM also. New kind of thali is low in calories, suitable to our smart work. That's where we are. Want to tell you, why don't you try this 5G food for 5G times? G means generations. Now phone changed 5G, 5 generations. But why not food? Food is 1G only. We are still eating old pattern. So when we change our culture and thing, shakes always like a 5G food for you. So why don't you try our shakes and supplements? Is good for you naturally, very close to nature, all natural based, all fruits and vegetables and all from the natural sources and low in calories. The best is low in calories and low, very high in density, but they need to be designed, personalized according to your requirements, your culture, your age, your gender, your activity levels, all that. So that's where our coach will come into picture. It is there working for last 45 years and in 95 countries. And every year, 3 lakh internal tests are conducted to verify ingredient purity, nutritional value, and taste, and is supported by 300 PhDs, 300 staff scientists in our company in 19 active laboratories. And we have product accreditations and certification across the world. So many accreditations. You can go to 95 countries complying with all the standards, all the government rules. So that is the reason why we want to tell you why not you become better using these products. Why not only you, but also share to your family members. So we've been doing this for last 22 years. We are talking with passion and using it on ourselves. We've been trying. We are using it for last 22 years. And you can see my age, 55 years. My wife is 48 years. We are looking much healthier and younger. And we to reach out to us. If you need a plan, you can always contact us through Instagram, Facebook, website, YouTube, email, phone numbers are given. If it is referred by me, you can always contact. If the video is referred by someone, please contact that coach, not me. So we are there to help you. And we personally, we preach what we practice. I practice exercises. Cynthia does exercises. My children do exercise. I personally do full marathon. Cynthia did 10 kilometers running, and I and my son are doing go Ironman. So cycling and all this, you can see this. So we do fitness. We into fitness activities and nutrition, lifestyle. We try our best. So we not only do, but also we preach what we believe, what we practice. So I want to tell you that only. So if you like this video, be firm, strong, like it, and share this video to your friends and family members so that their eyes also will be open. And sharing is one important. When you share, that means you are loving your people. So loving is caring, sharing is caring. So share this video to your friends and family members. Subscribe to my channel, and thank you for your patience. Practice this understanding this nutrition and good lifestyle, and follow the coach whoever referred this video. Thank you for your patience. Wish you all the best. God bless you. Thank you for your time.